don't sometimes want to be just like somebody else, to be somebody else, but I can't be you. Won't you tell me, yeah, what can I do? Come see me, baby. Won't you come see me now? I swear to God, don't you think nobody else? Oh, by yourself. When it's me and you can tell me, mama, what to do. Hey, this is very interesting material.
I told you that I like those silly trees now.
This is very silly. You see, all these branches. In the old days, we would have said, this is all unusable. Strap the whole thing, wait for new growth, and then pick select the shoots that you like, and create the branches from them. Then you have a standard sort of bonsai, a cookie cutter sort of tree with a wonderful trunk, but a weak looking crown for the next 20 years. Or you ignore this and say, well, can we not take what we have here? Well, this is very interesting branching, which you would never ever do on purpose. I mean, who would on purpose wire something like that? Now, this is the ultimate ignorant tree. He has never ever heard of anything about bonsai rules. So you leave him, you leave these two, which everybody would cut off, including me. No, you leave them because this tree is so ignorant, he doesn't know that you don't have these branches there. You leave this here, you leave just about everything, and you cut off this big fat thing here. Yeah, you take out with care this big fat thing, right? You have to take one of the new tools that I'm offering over there, the strong one. That takes away a lot of wood, okay? And then it will be very nicely proportionate. It will be, because the fat thing will even be lower. You make a big hole there. Try to make the edges irregular, like a real very old hole on a broadleaf tree would look like. Don't ever look at bonsai books for advice. No bonsai book will tell you what to do. Go to fairy tale books. Yes?
Yes, and now look at the other side, because I don't know which side is better. This is totally crazy. It has some crazy root that goes here. I don't know if it's a branch or a root, and it's just crazy.
Okay. Well, this is where little Snow White hid and spent the night right here. She went down here, under here, and here she slept protected, and the next day she went on. So this is a fairy tale tree. It has nothing to do with bonsai, but everything with imagination. Very well said, right?
But do you think it's okay for a material?
It's wonderful.
Yeah?
You will never win a normal, regular award, but you may win the fairy tale award.
Yeah.
Okay? I think we'll start a new style, the romantic fairy tale style. I love it. Okay, if you take away these things to normalize the tree, you have another one like you already have a dozen.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Very nice.
Okay.
Very nice.
Can I show you one more crazy and enough with, no, two.
You may have, in the end, you even want a little figurine, which we consider kitsch. Maybe you remember the Snow White, or going, you'll put her there. Some Chinese would actually call this a Finnish tree. Now, if you are trained with a Japanese eye, and we all are, I mean, we can speak about Japanese or whatever, whether we like it or not. It's our bonsai culture. Our training is Japanese bonsai, and our taste has developed. So if you look at it from that from that taste, this is just terrible. But if you look at it from Chinese taste, then it's wonderful. Why? Because they actually do have this style, which I call now fairy tale style. Okay, this is Cinderella tree here, and then you can see her jumping over here and hiding, and up here there will be a big hole, and there is the fox is sitting up there giving advice to the bear, because he's up there. Okay, if he were down, he would
see this hole. These are lion's mouth.
Well, this is a lion's mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, but the bear is using this to stay there. Oh, this is the overnight tree for many creatures. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, similar to the one before, I think, no, it's alive. I thought this big stump is dead. Now, you carve this, you make this hollow, but you leave it, but you make a big, ugly hollow, okay? And just with powerful tools, it's a lot of fun for masculine creatures. Hey, you need a lot of testosterone to really ruin trees. Really, I've had some females in my classes who also like that, but that was rare. Yeah. Okay. Nice. You're on a good path. You know, you now have filled your garden with very powerful trees with a grand future. Now, how many of these do you want? Okay, there's a limit to the space in your garden. You are now obviously on a different trail. You're now finding these fairy tale trees, and I commend you. I think that's good. Yeah, that's what you do. Please continue bringing these things to me. I can see an awful lot happening here, and I totally forgot bonsai, because this has nothing to do with what we learned as bonsai. Even if you ever show that, somebody will say it isn't a bonsai, and she says, yes, thank you, you noticed that. Yes, it is not a bonsai. So what? I mean, somebody wants a definition. Well, I don't think everything has to be defined. Fairy tale style, I think, is pretty good term. No, I would probably put it on a big flat stone.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Stone. This is not bonsai. This is a landscape. This whole thing is a landscape by itself.
Looks like a mountain with trees. Yeah.
That's how you create that. The Chinese do that in a playful way. So don't underestimate the Chinese. I think we have now starting to see what's going on there, and what has been going on there, and start appreciating it. Okay, good. I like this.
Who don't sometimes want to be just like somebody else, to be somebody else, but I can't be you. Won't you tell me, yeah, what can I do?
Crazy tree.
I want it very wide, not so tall, fat. Duda's tree also.
Duda. Oh, so it's Duda's tree. Duda, if you ever want to trade that tree, I'm interested. Well, it has extreme dimensions. We would call that grotesque dimensions. It is just too fat for the height. However, it has very nice features. It is not that it's ugly. It's only very different from others, and there is a hidden beauty which we create by doing a bit more carving here, and about getting a bigger crown with which is wider than high, about that, and that's the crown. And then you ask me, where is the front? Oh, I don't know. There's many ways. I like this here, I like this here, I like this here, I like this here. Well, this obviously isn't a bonsai anyway. It's a tree. Trees don't really have fronts if you go to nature. They only may have a good position to take a photograph or not. Is that the front? So is it necessary, is it not better to have many good fronts? Maybe you place it in a round pot and then you can turn it around. Every day you look at a different front. I really like this where the moss is. This looks like there's something going on. This is another one of these fairy tale trees. I can see a drawing in a very old-fashioned fairy tale book about this old tree where somebody is grossly exaggerating roots and everything and knows nothing about bonsai. He's just drawing this wild, old, maybe even ugly sort of tree where you're really shocked, but then you come close and you find, oh, this tree is your friend. It protects you because you can hide down here and you can climb up and hide up here. So this is a tree for children. This is not for adults. It's a fairy tale tree again.
And those trees are usually alive in those fairy tales, but not like alive like a tree, but alive like a person, like a monster.
Well, this is a person which is disguised as a tree now, okay? But at night, when everybody's sleeping, the tree says, please be careful, she's sleeping here, I will now move. And then he starts moving and she goes with him and they look at the forest and then they come back and then they rest again. And in the morning she thinks, I think that was a dream. She was not sure whether that was reality. Oh, how poetic. You see, that's where bonsai is going to in a radically different direction. Yes, another fairy tale tree. I think we have now had a big bang of the start, of the official start of the accepted new style.
Fairy tale style. Okay.
That was it?
That was enough. Okay, say something.
Something.
Good.
Okay, I was asked to speak about this field maple, Acer campestre, native of Europe, grows in hedges. This actually comes out from his neighbor's hedge. Okay, I now do...
Nije to campestre, nego onaj drugi, ja mislim,
Monster solanum. No?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
No, I think it's campestre. Anyway, it's a Croatian variety of campestre. Okay, I will now give two different tree critiques. Don't leave me during the first one because you hate it. Wait until the second one, okay? First tree critique. Okay. Let's see whether there is some hope for this. The nebari is there, but it is only good from this side. On the other hand, the trunk if you look at it from this side, the trunk has extreme reverse taper and like a huge cucumber or whatever, or melon, it goes up and has this ugly hole here. You know that broadleaf trees are not supposed to have holes. How long do you have to wait for this hole to close? Well, if you let this freely grow another 20 to 30 years, this branch is extremely fat. It should be much thinner, basically. Can we not cut it off? Yes, but then there is nothing here. Do we find a right front? That's about the worst front we have here. It's very narrow here and very wide here. There's nothing. However, you don't see a hole. So that's a good side because you don't see these ugly offensive holes. Okay, we go further and then we see that there is extreme reverse taper, and then there is 2 of these terrible holes, no, even 3. And these branches are so way too thick. I question really the sanity, the mental sanity of the person who collects this. Why would you bother to take this tree? It's a lot of work into this box. Maybe we tilt it. Oh, come on. You have so much better material. Why would you waste your time with something like this? In the next 200 years, this will not be a good-looking bonsai. Okay. That was a pretty serious tree critique. Many people would actually see it like this. Okay. Now comes number 2. Look at it from this side. This is the side to look at. Okay. Now fasten seat belts. Snow White and Redcap had to leave their home because their mother told them, "We cannot feed you anymore, you're old enough, we sell you to the Sultan who will put you in his harem." Okay, so at night they left the home and went to the forest. They went all the way into the forest, and then they became so tired that they wanted to sleep. And then they thought, here is a good place to rest because there is this big trunk up there, and they were so much afraid of the wild animals eating them overnight, so they closely together they slept here. And all of a sudden they woke up because out of this hole come the fox, the bear, the big owl, and the kuna. What's the English word for kuna? I don't know. Anyway, it's the money in Croatia. it's a weasel, something like a weasel. Okay, what a country is that where the money is called like a weasel? That tells you already. Okay, the kuna comes out, and the kuna, because it's in Croatian forest, is the king of this tree. And they all come out and they all go down. And all of a sudden the whole tree moves, and you see it is a person. And the tree takes all these animals, and Snow White and Redcap in one hand and in the other, and we walk through the forest, and he tells them, and they meet other trees and they say hello, and they think this is so nice. We never knew what's going on in our forest, and the animals are so friendly. Okay, and then they said, well, we start to get tired again. We have to go back. No problem. They go back. They go to sleep again, and then they wake up, and then they think this was a strange dream. However, it was nice. It is nice to think of this tree as a person, of this tree as the home for all sorts of creatures. This is the archetype of an old tree, and it looks a bit funny, but it certainly has a lot of soul. This type of, I dare to call it bonsai, is the fairy tale style tree. It is a tree which you can only understand if you have a lot of imagination, if you forget everything that you have ever heard about bonsai, and if you think of old trees being very old creatures which have to tell us something. I'm pretty serious. This is not a joke that I'm making here. I'm pretty serious about this. This is, if you want the ugliest bonsai ever, but it's the one where you can tell the best sort of stories. Now, it's your choice what you like. So what can you do with this? I think you actually look at it from this front. You could also look at it from this front. I would cut this off shortly and then carve it and make it hollow again. I would extend the hollow here and make it even more hollow here. I would drill a hole here. And then I would hope for some more green and get some sort of crown. Is not necessarily be a beautiful crown. This tree is so ugly that you emphasize the ugliness to make it almost beautiful again like that. So you don't make it beautiful, you make it even more ugly. So you say these holes are ugly, you make them bigger. Okay, or show them exactly from the side where the holes are. I know that a lot of people will think I'm crazy and will not understand this. That's fine. There's no need to accept that, but it's an option. And I know one thing, however, that a lot of people who have never heard about bonsai, if they hear this story, they will start loving what we are doing. And they may also try their luck with their own trees. Okay? Any questions?
What do you think about removing this straight or much shorter? This top branch.
This one?
Top, yes. Top.
Well, maybe shorter, but no. You make it more ugly than it already is. You leave it. Fairy tale style. Okay. Where can I wash my hands here?